Okay. You ready?
Yes, I'm always ready.
You ready?
I don't know. We're still chatting.
I know. Hello, we're chatting about workouts and necklaces.
Hello, Kimberly Caldwell. Thanks for coming in. Hi.
Good morning
How
to you.
are you this morning?
I'm lovely. I got my coffee and my muffin.
You look camera ready.
Thank you.
Yeah, are
That's
you
for
kidding
sure.
me?
I just cake on the mascara until the eyelids lift.
And the hair. The hair looks fabulous.
Thank you. It's really, you know what, this style is the easiest I've ever done. Because I just am allowed to just let it be its natural wave. So I just stick the gel in it and go.
And you've got the asymmetrical going on.
That's,
but it's not the asymmetrical where both sides are long and the back is
Right.
short. It's one side is
That's
long.
how our producer Will up here. That's how he rolls too.
That's what happened to me too.
He's
Yeah.
got the, he's
Yeah,
got the
I'm
one
gonna-
hairstyle.
This could be you.
This side is gonna be that soon. No, I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it.
So what's been going on with you? I mean, we have limited time, obviously,
Yeah.
but
Good stuff. I mean, you know, since Idol, I've been hosting and all that
Yeah.
stuff for Fox Sports and TV Guide
Yeah.
Network and MTV for P. Diddy and things like that. And I realized that I wasn't able to put myself into music like 100% and into the writing and make the album that I wanted to make and be focused if I had a great day job, which
You're
was
like
being
Ryan
on TV.
Seacrest doing a million other jobs.
Right, but to do this and to be as creative as I needed to be for this album, like I really needed to be,
In it.
exactly, in it. So about a year ago, I started doing a lot less with TV Guide, and I sat down and started writing this album, and and I felt really good about it, and I knew that this time around, this writing that I was doing and the songs that were coming in from my idols like Diane Warren, Carrie DeQuarty, Chad Kroeger, it was the goods. It was exactly how I'd always envisioned it, but could never put it together like that, So this album, Without Regret, is exactly how I wanted to come out as an artist.
that says a lot because
Yeah, it
a
really
lot of
does.
times artists have to compromise, in the beginning at least.
Yeah, and I've been so lucky with Vanguard and Capitol Records that they've just let me be me and do what I want to do and sing what I want to sing and write what I want to write.
Because you are definitely a big personality. And by
I
that,
don't know what you're talking about.
you are such an individual. And from the get-go, even, before, most people get that way once they are a superstar. But you were like that always. It's just being who you are.
Yeah, I mean, when, no matter what, like when I was a teenager and stuff, I was totally a troubled teen. And even when I was 20 and I was on the show, even though I'd been performing since I was 5 years old and I did Star Search and grew up in Branson, Missouri, homeschooling 2 shows a day. And I just wasn't as focused as I wanted to be, And now just being a little bit older and knowing how lucky I am to be in this position, it's like I don't take anything for granted. And I really try to, put myself into everything 100%. And, if you don't believe it, nobody else is going to.
Absolutely.
So I feel really good about everything that's going on.
Do you still follow Idol? Do you have time to follow Idol?
Well, it's been my job for the last 7 years, so it's kind of been nice to take a little mini break, at least from the very, very first auditions when they're, in banana suits and rolling on the ground and
Not
stuff.
my favorite part.
Not my thing. But, no, I actually got a couple DVDs sent over to me when I was in New York last, and got to see Ellen on the show, which I loved. I love her.
Yeah, she's
and
awesome.
She's great.
And I mean,
and Andrew Garcia, he's my pick right now.
You said you work with Kara, but you weren't on when she judged. What do you think of her judging?
No, see, I really like her, and everybody dogs her all the time and says they don't like her. But for me, she is or was, an artist. She had been judged her whole life. She's a songwriter.
Yep.
She's been on the stage, and Simon hasn't. And, Randy's been bass in the background.
Right.
But, Kara's been lead vocals up front. She knows what it feels like to be judged. She knows how to, say it to where it actually sinks in and you can be constructive, and you can actually work towards doing better instead of just oh my God, you're horrible, you suck, and go away.
Yeah, which is what a lot of people love about Simon.
Yeah.
But for the Idol contestants, they gotta have something to go on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Besides, it's pitchy.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Dog.
They're like, what does that even mean
I
anymore?
know.
Really,
Right.
what line? So, well, I mean, I think with Simon, personally for me, I really like the fact that he was so brutally honest, because if you're in the music industry, Simon's an angel compared to a lot of the people that you're gonna deal with. So really, it's Idol is kind of like a music boot camp.
How do
Where
you
you
learn
get a
to
That's
get
true.
that thick skin, though?
You
if
don't.
he's an angel,
Yeah.
Would you just cry? Do you like
just
hold
do.
it in?
You just do. And like I hear people say all the time, celebrities or vocalists or whatever, just say, "Oh yeah, it doesn't even bother me." And I don't get Google alerts. I don't read blogs. I have my Twitter, and everybody's like so nice and supportive and things like that. And if somebody's rude, like I don't deal with it. Like I can't take it, and I don't like it. And there's been times where I said, "Yeah, you can call me whatever you want, just don't talk about my mom."
Right.
And I'm lying if I say that. I tried to just push through and be that person that didn't care, but just like you, I'm human. I got emotions. It hurts me if you call me bad names, and then I get over it real quick. I've learned that. I've learned to get over it real quick, but no matter what, it's that initial sting, and it's like, it's mostly not if somebody's like, "Ew, I hate your head, it's ugly." Like, I don't really care about that stuff. It's more so like if somebody is attacking who I am and my morals and things like that, because I really like who I've become.
You mentioned.
So that
I'm
kinda
sorry,
sucks.
I didn't mean to
No,
cut you
go
off. I was going
ahead.
to say you mentioned some of
It's
your.
like therapy session over here.
I know. Let's have drinks.
Yay!
You
In the morning.
you mentioned some of your influences earlier. Now in the new CD Without Regret and the new single, where are we starting with as far as the new single? It's a Mess of You, right? That's the new
Yes.
single. So what influence does that song have in you from
That song, I actually had to change up some of the lyrics for it to really sit in with me, because I initially just saw the video being made, and they let me really have a say in what went on in the video,
which is good.
which is so cool. And you'll love this. I got to pick the boy.
Nice.
Yummy. And he was just good for a day, and so and not the night. Thank you very much. But anyway, so this song, Mess of You, if you listen to the lyrics, it's kind of, you would think that I'm talking about making a mess of a boy, but really I'm talking about getting in a situation where I'm making a mess of myself, once again, and being blinded to things that are happening right in front of your face. So through the video, you see that happening, and I come back as the protective Kim to try to save myself from this situation. And at the end, I wind up, saving myself, of course.
And who hasn't been there?
Yeah, exactly. And who
Everybody.
hasn't been there? And I think the message that I want to get across with Mess of You is, if you put yourself in a messy situation, that's your fault. But it's your it's totally your prerogative to get yourself out of it.
You can't change it till you face it.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
You can totally get yourself out of the messy situation you put yourself in.
We're going to have you introduce it in a couple of minutes, but before we do that, I want to make sure that, off the air, before we started the interview, Kimberly Caldwell told us that her grandmother listens to these interviews all over the country.
Does.
She streams them off the internet.
Yeah, she has a Facebook. She is a radio personality.
And she's been mad at some of the interviews of some of the people asking questions.
Yeah,
have we done anything to make her mad, you think?
I don't think so. No, she'll love you guys. She'll be like,
good.
"They were so nice." But you have to hug me on camera if you guys show this on
Okay.
because she's like, "Did they even hug you?"
Oh.
Like, she's very concerned, about people treating me correctly.
Well, I love that you're a hugger.
It's so funny.
'Cause so
I'm
many
such
people
a hugger.
aren't huggers, or they'll
Yeah.
give you the ooh,
Or they're like,
hug.
"Why are you touching me?" Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I grew
yeah.
up in Texas, and so I'm really used to contact, and like, "Hey, how you doing?" And that was the hardest thing for me when I was in LA, walking down the street. I'd be like, "Hey, how are you?" And people would look at me like they were going to chop my head off.
Can we hug now?
Yeah, we can totally.
Hold
hug.
on, I'm hugging.
All right.
Hold the camera.
Oh, okay. I'm cameraman too. All right.
While he's walking around with his, what do you call Grandma? Grandma? Or do you-
Grams.
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 I used to call mine Grams.
You got this on video? Okay, we're
All
hugging.
right. Get the big hug in there. All
Get
right.
your
Very
tongue
good.
out of my ear.
No, sorry.
Jeez.
Hi, Grandma.
No, just kidding.
Grams is not going to like that.
No, I know, sorry.
No, she totally will.
We
Show everyone how red he is.
we are ready to we're ready to play the song. We're getting ready to play the song, Kimberly. Kimberly, we'd love to play the song
Awesome.
from the CD Without Regret, and you want to introduce it, so I'll let you take it from here.
Thank you so much. I'm such a control
And
freak.
the name of the name of the station is 92 Pro FM.
92. Don't we have a sign or something?
Yeah, it's all over the place, isn't it?
Where is
I don't
it?
know. We used to have
you
one.
guys are the first station I've been at that doesn't have a sign staring at me.
Oh, it's all on the wall.
wait,
on the
wait,
wall.
wait,
On the wall.
Oh, look at this. Let me
James
see.
microphone.
92
92
Pro
Pro
FM. I know
Okay.
it's Pro FM. I didn't know the 92.
All right.
Okay, are we ready?
Go
Can I
ahead.
do it? You guys are about to listen to Kimberly Caldwell's debut single, Mess of You, on 92 Pro FM.
Nice.
Nerd.
Thank you. Thanks,
like
Kimberly.
it.